YouTube, we're back for the finals.
The finals. This is the whole enchilada right here.
The whole enchilada, and we've been following Gene this entire time,
but,
oddly enough.
Yeah, seriously.
He's just, his Edgar Markov deck has really surprised us, and we're happy to see it being played. And then we've got a Narset deck, which, as we've both said, is not our favorite commander of all time. But pretty punchy plays from this guy, I'm sure. You know, if he can get Narset out there and swing with her once, it's pretty damning.
It is, yeah. It's a classic Narset deck, so you're going to look into taking multiple turns.
Yep.
Multiple combat phases.
So Edgar really just needs to get out there quick, get some guys down, and really start swinging away.
Yeah, the positive for the Edgar deck is that it is 6 mana to get Narset out,
Yes.
and he needs Narset out. The deck literally does nothing
really
without Narset.
win without Narset, so. I just watched the match between him and David, David's playing Krenko, and it was pretty brutal. Like, just watching John, like, take 5 extra turns and then have 2 extra turns in hand.
Yeah.
Like, that was pretty devastating. So I guess we'll see if that happens here.
Yeah, seriously. Now, we know that John has a few ramp or mana
Artifacts,
rocks in
yeah.
hand. So, you know, that's always scary as far as knowing that Narset's going to get going earlier.
I remember when Seth used to have an Narset deck, and, like, Lion's Eye Diamond was, like, the worst thing to see. It was just like, oh, no, not again.
Getting Narset out that quickly is just terrifying.
Well, and those colors are so good at controlling the board. Like, there's probably a million board wipes in there. At least if I was running it, there'd be a million board wipes in there.
Well, and I know I saw a game that John was playing, and he had the indestructible equipment on Narset.
Oh, yeah?
And so it's like, sure, yeah, board wipe all you want, because...
Yeah, I'll yokel hops. I don't care.
Who gives a crap?
Pretty devastating.
Yeah, Narset, again, forced to be reckoned with, but we will see how Edgar fares.
And he might as well use that path to exile to ramp. I mean, really.
Yeah.
Make a token and then
Make a token and ramp off of it.
That's not a bad idea,
Not
actually.
a terrible idea.
Because he's never going to get to Narset with it, so...
Vampire Hexmage.
He's going to go get his land. A shwampity shwamp.
Okay, now he does need to pay the life for that. I imagine he will...
I'm sure he's been pretty straightforward and astute about that, so... If not, we can always go
If it goes too far, I'm probably gonna walk out there now and just make sure we have the life totals correct. I will be right back.
Oh, looks like he's catching himself. Kylie almost got there. He got it.
As soon as I opened the door, he probably started getting it.
He knows what he's doing. So
There's also quite a crowd gathering for this, so I imagine they might have helped him out too.
Yeah.
Blood Artist, all right.
Swinging in those combat damages.
Get
Really
it in
need to
early
get in
and
there.
often.
Yeah.
Early and often.
There's that plains.
God, I would path to exile that tapped vampire right there.
I mean, he might have a different plan.
Well, he does have swords too.
Yeah.
Well, he does have the Butcher or the Blood Witch, which is
true.
protection from white.
Yeah.
Which could shut down the Narset deck quite a bit, actually.
Yeah, but I mean, even if Narset swings, that's the problem.
That's true. But will Narset swing knowing there's a block on hand?
That's true. I would, but...
And we've got Narset out next turn, right? So
I think it's an ogre guy. Yeah, that card's pretty good. So it's got, whenever it swings, it deals damage. It's almost like Hellrider.
okay. Each creature
it's
it
not
does
exactly
damage.
like Hell. I'm gonna pull it up because I can't remember the text. I can't remember the name either, but I know it's in cons.
Well, here, my phone's probably a bit faster, so you can certainly use that. All right, so we've got Narset down to 13. Narset doesn't have haste, so it could still get another turn. 9.
That was a big swing.
Yeah, it was. That actually could, let's see here. Another land in hand. He has the Malakir. He might actually have it on his turn.
Yeah.
Which
Just
is
by swinging and playing.
And here comes...
Oh, that's an extra turn spell. Oh, Oh, yeah, extra turn.
That's the extra turn with buyback, correct?
Yep.
Okay.
I don't think he's going to sacrifice 3.
No, definitely not.
3
He's just going to
islands,
get
though.
another land out there.
I think he's just ramping at this point, which is still good. I mean, he's now got a Cyclonic Rift in his hand. So he can play that next turn,
He
but that's
can,
still
yeah.
that Blood Witch. I mean, he gets Cyclonic Rift in response to him playing
But
it.
then he still gets the
Still
Blood Witch.
loses 1. Not the best. And that's a Olivia mobilized for war. That's pretty good. Still trying to find this card.
All right. He still has the Path to Exile options open in response to the Cyclonic Rift.
Which is definitely what I would do to one of those tokens.
Most certainly.
That way you can just play an Edgar next turn.
Here he goes. So before declarations of attack. Here, is he gonna? Nope. No, he's not.
Maybe he's got a different plan.
Or maybe he just rebuilds his board at that point.
Well, but I mean, the tokens aren't really...
Yeah, but he can keep the mana up so that he can build the board instead of using the mana for the path.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Because he can cast, what, 2 of those vampires?
Yeah.
Get 4 vampires again, even though he just got Cyclonic Rifted.
Not too bad. He's making some choices here. Olivia. That's a good one.
Okay.
Gets him a token.
He's keeping the path mana open, which is interesting. I don't know why you would do that. Oh well, now he has the token.
I mean, depending, like he could throw out a threat that's not Narset. So I mean, he's really doing the safe play there because he could swords as well. You know,
That's fair.
If he does play something that's not Narset, that is a threat. Which I don't think that deck has anything.
I'm
That's not
pretty
Narset.
sure Narset's the only creature in that deck.
We're not, 100%, but
But
that's usually how those decks are run.
if we had to put our finger on it, you know.
No, it's not in cons. Where is it? Maybe it's in Fate Reforged. No. What the heck happened?
All right, so we've got Narset mana plus some out. And he still has extra turns in hand.
He's looking to maybe remove the Mobilized for War. That does give his vampires haste, which is really good. But he's also got to pay the madness cost as well, so there's that. He does have an extra turn spell in hand, so I mean, if he really just wants to spin the wheel, he can. That's just ramping him again, though, really.
Could also draw him into a haste mechanic, though.
Yeah,
Boots or
true.
something like that.
Can it?
So he went and used his land to fetch.
Nice. Wise play. There it is. Oh, there it went.
Okay, let it finish loading.
I don't want to. I want to know now.
All right, Narset is on the battlefield.
Which is scary enough.
As a player that has black in their deck, that's where you want a Fleshbag Marauder.
Yeah,
or
any kind of like
Diabolic Edict.
Yeah. Okay, so it's Brutal Horde Chief is the card that I was thinking of. It's 4-cost 3/3 that says whenever a creature you control attacks, defending player loses 1 life and you gain 1 life.
Oh yeah, so it's actually even kind of better than Hellrider.
In a way, yeah.
In a way,
It doesn't have haste, and then it has an activated ability of 3 and red or white hybrid, 2 red or white hybrid. Creatures your opponents control can't block this turn if able.
ooh, that's really good.
Oh, block this turn if able. Never
Must
mind.
block if able.
Yeah, and you choose how those creatures block. So he can control combat if it wasn't hexproof. There's that back. Thank you.
Well, he can make Narset block, because that's not targeting Narset,
I guess that's true.
and choose how it doesn't target Narset.
No.
It's no target, so he can actually play it and use the ability to force Narset to block. Now, unfortunately, he didn't play it. So, if Narset gets going right now,
Well, since he has the extra turn spell in his hand,
It
like
could
that's
be over.
pretty devastating. And he has the sword, the
unblockable.
yeah, whatever the heck that card is called. Really good.
Yeah, it gives gives it unblockable and I believe flying.
So he's giving his vampires haste, which is the right way to go about this, but I don't know if it's quite enough.
9. Well, he might force Narset to block, actually.
No. Because it's not going to give the tokens haste, of course. It's only going to give
Why
those
not?
two.
The tokens are
Yeah,
vampires?
but he's not casting them.
Oh, I see.
Because when you cast, you have to discard a card to the whatever mechanic. It's not madness, but the idea is that you have madness creatures in your hand, so then you can cast the madness creatures after you discard them. It's Olivia mobilized for war. So, I mean, at most, he's got, like, 5 damage on the board. So, I mean, he can even survive through that. Potentially.
Well, here's the thing, is he can, whenever another creature enters the battlefield, so he can actually do it. He can give all his creatures haste by discarding his hand.
Oh.
Which he might be doing, because in doing so, he might actually be able to take the game right now.
It's true. Or at least force Narset to block.
Well, and he has to do it, because Narset's, he's got 1 mana open, right?
Yeah.
So...
You can't path it.
And it gives him a +1/+1 counter, so it
Yeah.
makes him bigger, too, on top of that.
And he's just discarding his removal that he can't use anyway.
Yeah, yeah. Although I really think he should discard more
Yeah.
to get the other 2 vampires online.
I would get as many counters on Olivia as I could, and then I would get as many counters on the other 2 as that's what we're saying, actually. Yeah, duh. Come on, Steve.
It might be enough on it, though. So Vampire Hexmage is 2, a 2/2,
Yeah, but
so that's
she's
3.
got first strike as well.
That's fine. You just need to get enough through, and she can only block 1.
That's true.
Let's see here. That's 3. Olivia is 3, so that's 3, 6. And if the other ones are 3, that's game, right?
No. Well, yeah, because that's 9.
Yeah, 3, 6, 9,
That's
and
9
he only,
either way.
if they're all 3. Although I think the token is the only one that's not 3, so it might be 8 damage, and it might put him down to 1.
Ugh, that's still not enough.
Nope. Especially since, again, Narset can just end the game right now
Yep.
if he can't. If he can't stop it.
Unless there's like a pumps that we're not seeing, that's always possible as well. He is at 1.
He is a 1. That is
But
dead.
if anybody can pull out of this, it's Narset.
Well, yeah. I mean, here's where Infinite turns, and you win the game. I mean,
Yeah.
Strionic Resonator's not helpful.
No.
Not for Gene there.
That's devastating. Get your opponent to 1 and you're at 22 and you still lose.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Ugh.
Well, and that's where he should have discarded 1 more card. 1 more card.
Yep.
Here goes, and he gets double triggers on it. He
That's
just
a
needs to
Howl of
hit.
the Horde too. Oh no. Oh. Wish I could see what else he.
Yeah.
There's the extra turn,
Yep.
and there's the Howl of the Horde casting it, so he gets another extra turn. So that's 2 extra turns. Oh no.
Here's where
Narset.
you can pretty much scoop. Yeah.
Yeah. Narset. We've seen many good men fall to the Narset.
Seriously.
So yeah, discarding 1 more card.
Yeah, 1 more discard would have given him the game.
Yep.
And that's something you have to think about with Narset. You have to win early.
Yep.
You have to.
And
Before
you can't
Narset
let her
can swing. You can't let her
cannot
swing.
let her swing. So if he does have a sideboard, he would definitely need to add in some of those edict effects. Like, that would be the way I would go, because that just hoses Narset right away.
Oh, yeah, easy.
Either that or, like, low sweep board wipes, you know, like, that do 2 damage to everything, because I believe Narset's... Is she
A
a
3/2.
3/3?
3/2.
3/2. So that'll hit her, so, like, Pyroclasm will
Yeah.
kill her, you know?
Oh, yeah. And you don't care about getting rid of your vampires.
No.
You're going to build them back up anyway.
Yeah.
But definitely edict effects are the best way to do it because, again, Narset decks typically do not run other creatures. So if you get any sort of edict effect out there, there was that black card that during each opponent's upkeep, if they have a green or white permanent, they sacrifice a green or white permanent.
I remember you sideboarded that against
Geist to Saint Traft.
Yeah.
Against Narset, just shuts her down.
Yeah, that's true.
So things like that are Edgar seems like a great commander, but from what I was talking with Gene about, it doesn't seem like he has a lot of sideboard options. And, you know, in a 1v1 situation, in a 1v1 format, you want to make sure you have those sideboards to cover up your weaknesses.
Sometimes. I've never really found the sideboard to be that useful myself, but... Because it is a one in a 99 cards.
That's true. But hey, it worked against Geist to St. Traft
Sure
when I
did.
played it.
That one time, yeah.
And that's all you need sometimes, is one
That
time.
one time.
You know?
Oh, gosh. That deck is just take extra turns.
Yep. It's all Narset has ever been since she came out.
Yep. And I remember when she was spoiled, and I was just like, this commander's awesome! And then, like, 2 seconds after that, I was like, this commander's terrible! Why would they do this to us?
Yeah. Yeah, and it wasn't like a she's terrible because she's bad. It was a she's terrible because I hate her.
She's somewhat unhealthy for a lot of reasons, but, I mean, to each their own, really.
But here's the thing. She's not unhealthy enough that they would think to ban her.
Yeah.
Because, again, any edict effects... Stuff like that.
Board wipes
you
just
know.
stop her in her tracks.
Oh, yeah. Stuff like that's really good against her. So she has her downfalls.
Her foils, yeah.
Yeah. But unless you plan for it.
Yep.
Hexproof on a commander.
This is
so
where you
good.
want to be playing mono black, because then you're just like, oh well.
Sure, whatever, no big deal.
Yeah. I'll just sudden spoiling. 4 attacks, sudden spoiling. I don't care if you're not gonna swing and block it, but I'm not letting you attack.
You want to know one of my favorite cards that got played in a multiplayer game against a Narset deck?
Sure.
Was Blazing Archon.
Which one's that?
Creatures opponents control cannot attack. And it just, I mean, sure, take all the extra turns you want, but if you can't get your damage in, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Mine has always been Blight Obedience, because that just shuts that down real quick.
Oh, yeah. Comes to play tapped.
Although, you know, it does have the... When it does untap, it's a problem, but...
Yeah. Well, it looks like we got another Psychonic Rift in hand, if that's
that
the
is
card.
probably what saved his butt last time.
Oh,
so,
yeah,
well, that's
easily.
definitely what saved his butt last time.
Easily.
Not probably.
He was at 1 life, so
Yeah.
it definitely was his savior. But having the wherewithal to wait and cast that before Narset, that was a good play. All right, we got vampires coming out early and quick again, which is
And
necessary.
This one, I can't remember what his name is, but he gives all of his vampires madness. So I mean, if he does get that Olivia again,
yeah.
like that could be a pretty potent combo as well. Ooh, that's a good one too. That one gives all his vampires +1/+1 in first strike. So if he can get the mana to that,
That could nullify the
and
Narset.
he does have a Drana as well. That's pretty good. So he just needs to find lands this time. I might just shoot him for 3 with that Chain Lightning right now if he's not going to do anything else with his mana.
That's not a bad point.
So I don't know. It looks like he's got the 3-drop in his hand. He's got the 4-drop in his hand.
Strahonic Resonor coming out early. That's
Don't cast that. So that's not an instant speed spell again. Right? Because that is Chain Lightning, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, might as well go tell him. We've had more errors with Chain Lightning than we care to admit. So it looks like his opponent actually caught it before we could get out there, but it definitely, you know, can't. Yep.
Another situation where they checked each other before I could get there.
Nice. I was just telling YouTube in the stream that we've had many complications with Chain Lightning and everything.
That's true. It's just because it's
speed spell. It's
so
not
much,
Lightning Bolt.
It's so similar to Lightning Bolt. Although if it was an instant seed spell, it would be strictly better than Lightning Bolt.
Well,
so
yeah. That's true.
And Wizards would never do that because Lightning Bolt is like the staple red card.
It's like the primo.
It's so
burn
good.
Spell.
There are a few cards as good as just a straight up
Well, I
Lightning
mean,
Bolt.
they got it pretty much right when they did those that cycle of 5. I mean, they've got the
No, they did not.
well, pretty much right. I know they didn't get it all the way right.
Ancestral Recall,
Yeah.
not really. It's kind of broken.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like they produce broken cards.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Well, but I would say that Lightning Bolt's fair, but just really good.
Yeah, I can see that.
I would say Lightning Bolt's fair. I think Giant Growth was that?
Yeah, Giant Growth was the green one.
Giant Growth was fair, and then I mean we all the white one, Gain 3 Life, was terrible.
Yeah.
That's like the worst card in
That
Magic.
might as well have just exiled 3 permanents. So that would have been right on par.
Yeah, right. That would have been Ancestral Recall, crazy.
Yeah.
And then I think that the black add 3.
Yeah.
I think that's incredibly powerful.
Yeah, it is.
So
One mini games with that card as well.
Oh gosh.
I'll just play my Bantu. Turn 1. Yeah. Okay.
Maybe I should put that in my 1v1 deck.
I would. That's good. So there's that
Dark
vampire
Ritual.
that gives everything +1 and +1 in first strike. So now he's swinging with those guys for 4, I believe. Maybe even more. I think the one guy is a 2-1. I'm not sure though.
Ooh, it is more.
Yep.
He went from 7 to 12, so that's 5. So
Yep.
yeah. This
Can
might be,
Narset stabilize? That's basically what this game is.
that's what every Narset game is.
Yeah, basically.
It looks like. Does he have mana? Oh, he has 1. Right?
He does have that, that card right there that makes his creatures come into play tapped. Which
And
is
he
good,
gains a life for each creature that comes into play on opponent's control. So
which
that's
is really good. But he did not play land, so I don't think he has mana.
That's true.
He has a mana rock, but he couldn't play it because he needed to play that thing, otherwise he was probably dead. I mean, that's still a lot of damage.
Well, yeah, why play a creature at this point? Just keep rolling in on damage, right?
Yeah. There we go.
And there's the chain, and that's the... All right, there
Yeah.
you go, game 2.
Woo!
That quick.
So, Vampires just needs to do what it did in Game 2, and Narset just needs to somehow stabilize and do what it did in Game 1.
Exactly, yeah. Even if you hold on with 1,
Yeah.
that's fine. You
Well,
hold on with 1.
I mean, if you think about the sweep of board wipes that are available to you, I mean, you've got Supreme Verdict, you've got Wrath of God. I mean, why not just run pretty much every one that you can, just to get yourself to that point where you play Narset and start taking the extra turns? I mean, I'm guessing that's pretty much the logic behind Narset all the time, but...
Yeah. And then you've run into the same thing you were talking about. 1 out of 99 cards. Do you draw it?
Yeah.
You know?
And he is sideboarding right now, so I don't know what he's going to sideboard to. Scroll Rack should be in the deck. I don't know what's going on there, but to each their own.
Seriously. Now we've got Ugin against a different playmat. Playmat with every set. All of the sets.
That is our sorting mat.
This is our trope right now.
Don't steal our, Eric's secret technology, essentially.
for sorting cards.
Yeah, it's makes it really efficient. That's funny to think about. Gonna lean back for a second, relax.
Yeah, take a load off that back there.
Yeah.
You know?
Chairs aren't 100% the most comfortable.
We're still perfecting the art.
Of oh man, he took that card out. That card's really good.
What card? I didn't see it. I was looking away.
1-cost enchantment.
Oh.
What is that card called? Council's something?
Council. Authority of the Councils.
Yeah, there we go. I was gonna say it's not Council's Judgment, of course, but
Even though that's also great in a
yeah,
1v1.
it's a really amazing card. People always have to read it like 3 times and be like, "Wait, what? I can't choose one of your permanents." No, you can't choose one of my permanents. But if you'd like to choose a second one of yours, you definitely can. I'll let you.
I would love for you to do so.
I'll let you do that.
Get more bang for my buck.
Yeah. So good.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, again, a game 3.
We are at the finals.
This
of
is
the finals.
This is for the whole enchilada.
This is really
Before it was just
yeah.
played,
Before it was for the play enchilada. I don't know.
for the plastic enchilada that always looks good on the storefront window.
The plate enchilada.
No,
No, well that's what that is. Like
no bad.
Why?
I don't know, because I
Okay.
felt like condemning your speech for a moment.
But I thought that's what they called it when they have like display.
I wouldn't know. You'd know better than me.
Well,
You went to Japan where they do that.
Well, yeah, but we do that here too.
What?
I think that's what they called it, like the plate. I don't know.
Either way,
I'm talking out my ears. Right
You'd
now.
really have
I
to like
don't
Mexican
actually
food
know.
for this last match.
You would,
Yeah,
especially with those playmats. Ugin's getting ready to fry up a burrito,
it's possible.
and then Narset's getting ready to take a lot of extra turns.
I like how that's the only way we can explain Narset is just like, you know, Ugin's going to do these things, but Narset's
Even though
literally...
it's not Ugin at all, it's
Yeah,
Edgar
it's
Markov.
Edgar
I mean,
Markov.
really.
And let's be honest, Edgar Markov's probably not going to take orders from Ugin because he's pretty proud. He's a proud...
Oh, that's pretty devastating. I think
No
that's a
lands?
one-lander.
And he's got
He's got a
Worn
command
Power
tower.
Stone.
Did Vampires mulligan? Did we miss that?
I don't know if that was still the shuffle. We'll see here.
Yeah.
That was 6, so yeah,
Yeah.
1 mulligan.
They're both mulliganing, I hope. Maybe.
Or is Narset
Well, he's
keeping
got plenty
that?
of lands, so... And a Skull Clamp. This is pretty good.
Yeah, that's what you want to get early on as the...
Oh, he's keeping.
He's keeping it.
Risky. That might be a land at the end, though. Now that I see it.
Yeah,
Do it.
because he's got the Worn Power Stone, so...
There we go. Land to play
Ooh,
tap.
Path
That's
of
a good one.
Ancestry. Love that card.
That'll scry him into some answers.
Seriously.
Supreme Verdict. That's a good one.
There's that board wipe you were talking about. Oh, and he's got the Marble Diamond.
Not bad, not bad, not bad.
Or Sky Diamond.
Yeah.
Sorry, not Marble Diamond.
You were close.
Vampire Hexmage.
We've seen that card like every case.
Seriously. Great card.
Scry, scry, scry.
Maybe he has the Merit Leauge in there. Who knows?
Yeah, that would be a pretty wacky turn. Well, just get Merit Leauge. Deal with that.
If you're
Okay.
playing Vampire Hexmage, why not?
Yeah, really.
You know? Except for the fact that the card's very expensive.
Yeah. Not if you got it from the vaults. Because I think it was in From the Vaults lore.
Alright, so now he still doesn't have enough white mana to cast... Oh yeah, he only needs 1 white, 2 white, 1 blue.
Yeah.
So he does not have enough white mana.
He has... No, because Supreme Verdict is only 2 white and 1 blue, so...
Yeah, but he doesn't have the white.
Yeah, he does. The Diamond taps for white, and then the Command Tower taps for white.
Oh, is the Diamond tap for any color?
No, it only taps for white.
No, the Sky Diamond taps for blue.
Oh, does it?
Yes.
Oh, I'm thinking of a different card. Huh.
No, he has 2 blue. And he has
I'm
only
thinking
has
of the
one
one
eye.
that you called, not the one that...
The Marble
is,
Diamond, yeah. Yeah.
That's what's going on here.
So he does not have the white available.
But he is getting up there in mana, so...
Oh, wait, hold on. He hasn't scryed with the Path of Ancestry. Even though he just cast a vampire. Land for turn, Skull Clamp.
Scry?
He missed the scry trigger.
We'll let him do that.
Yeah, that's a him missing a trigger.
That's him.
An incredibly good trigger.
There's that Tundra for the white. We're about to see a pretty brutal board wipe. Board wipe.
He better get it now.
Well, if he doesn't cast it now, he's making a little bit of a mistake.
I think so. I think you're right. He might think he can get another... He can allow another swing, but if he lets the Skull Clamp go, that's where the scary comes in. Here we go.
He's going to cast it. Oh, he's going to... No. What is he going to do?
Was he thinking Narset?
On the edge of our seats here. What? Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
there we go. There's the board wipe.
Come on. There we go. This does not look good for Edgar.
Nope. Especially since there's enough mana to cast
Yeah.
Narset next turn.
He's got a little bit of a turn to rebuild here, which is always good, but that was pretty devastating.
And we've already seen that vampires rebuilds fast. Oh,
Yeah.
there's go. Okay. I would Skull Clamp here, actually.
I think.
Ooh. He did scry this one. That's good. Getting that scry trigger.
He's got the land in hand, so he doesn't need to scry for that. He needs
Well,
to scry for creatures, for action.
Yeah, he did get rid of the land in hand. He did Skull Clamp, yep. Yeah, I think filling up your hand again so you have options is definitely more important than getting with the damage that you can't get in right now anyway.
I think he got another vampire that he can play. I'm not sure though. Nope, doesn't look like it.
There's another land.
And here comes Narset probably. Up to 18. Oh no, we're going backwards here. I think he's going to crack it and play that Searing Spear. Which isn't a bad call. Take him to 15.
Alright.
We need a glaring spotlight. That's what we need.
Yeah, get rid of that hexproof.
Yeah, get out of here with your hexproof baloney. So now if Gene somehow pulls a board wipe, now that's a good play.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. I haven't seen many board wipes
I haven't
in the
seen
deck,
a
though.
single board wipe in the deck so far. But I would not be surprised if there's like a damnation or something in there.
Every 1v1 deck should have at least a few. You never know what position you're going to be put in.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, like, he could be playing Bonfire of the Damned. He could be playing, like, the new one that has cycling on it. You can cycle it for 3, and then it deals 3 damage to each creature. I mean, there are a ton that he could be doing.
So, direct damage to face.
So, he's at 15.
But again, you let Narset swing even just once.
At least this time he doesn't have the extra turn spell in hand.
In
that we've
hand,
seen
yeah.
So far. But either way, like, looking at, what is it, the top 3 cards or something like that? 4, maybe? I don't remember.
4. Top 4 cards.
Okay, what are we going to do here, boys?
The beginning of his turn is so interesting. I love it. At least out there it is. I mean,
Yeah.
in here we're
Everybody's
very
like,
bored. So he's going back to his end of turn. I'm gonna just double check as to what's going on. I will be back.
I think they're questioning the Searing Spear, which doesn't make any sense. Oh, that's not a Searing Spear. I thought it was, but it's one of the ones from Theros, I think. Either way, it still deals damage. I mean...
Alright, so it is his turn. He's taking his turn. Untap, upkeep, and we are in draw. There's still talk going on with things.
Yeah, I think they're... I don't know what they're talking about, honestly. So he's going to Skull Clamp Vampire. It's going to die. I think he's digging for an answer right now.
Digging for a board wipe or something. He hasn't played a land for turn.
No. This is not good, though. This is not good for Edgar at all. I was almost sure he was going to take the whole enchilada.
I mean, there's a lot of promising things with the deck, though.
That's true. So he's playing a Viscera Seer, getting him a vampire token. Now he's going to play something else. Probably that 3-1. It's I can't remember the name of it, but it's got Madness, and then if your opponents have no cards in hand at the beginning of their upkeep... Oh, he does have an extra turn card in his hand. Oh,
Yeah,
no.
he does.
I didn't even see that.
I thought I saw... that's why I leaned in a second
Yeah.
ago.
That's not good at all. That first strike on Narset really...
It hurts.
Yeah, it sure does.
The first strike hexproof thing, come on.
So there's a
so
land.
good.
I mean, really, at this point...
Go as wide as possible
Yeah,
is really...
I don't even know what he can do, really. This is bad. It's really bad.
All right, this might be the end of the game,
Yeah.
ladies and gentlemen. We might be into that again.
That's Narset.
Wheel.
Yeah.
So take an extra turn and then wheel.
Doesn't even need to, really.
Put more extra turns in his hand.
Is that a time stretch, or is that just... No, because time stretch has different artwork.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's not time stretch.
Okay, what are we doing here?
Oh, that's not a wheel.
So it is Serious Spirit Guide? No.
No.
What is that?
I have no clue.
That's a gamble.
Nope, it killed creatures. So
Oh, did it? Well, what the heck is it?
maybe it's a pyroclasm for your opponents?
I don't know. What the heck is that card?
I'm gonna find that
I
out.
don't know why I assumed it was gamble. I think it just looked similar. So yeah, Narset swung, of course. Looks like he got an Azorius Signet, so nothing too crazy off of it. What is it?
It's like an earthquake. Or, in fact, I think it actually is earthquake. So he just dealt 1 damage to all creatures.
That makes sense.
And he had to part the Water Veil, which was his extra turn card.
Okay, there we go. There's Narset again.
But now he has no cards in hand.
Yeah, but
We'll see. Well, he also has the... Ugh.
is that a World Fire? Oh man, things just go from bad to worse like so quickly here.
Especially in a Narset deck.
How many times can we say how much we dislike Narset? There's the extra Temporal Mastery.
That's the 2 extra ones, isn't it?
Yeah, no, that's the one that has Miracle.
Oh, gotcha.
So what is this now? I have no idea what it is. All I know is it spells our opponent, our Edgar player's doom.
Yeah, and he's got the double the spells also, so that's actually 2 extra turns because of
Oh man.
the Miri.
Oh man.
Or Mirari.
Yeah. Miri's a cat.
That is true.
I always thought those cards were like tied together. I thought Mirari's Wake was Miri's Wake. So I was like, what, did she die? And like, you know, because of Wake,
Yeah.
it made
yeah.
sense to me. And then I actually read the 2 names like next to each other and was like, oh, that's not how that works at all.
Here he's going again.
Hey, more extra. Oh, it's
Cyclonic
like,
Drift.
why not? Just win more. Get rid of that Skull Clamp.
We're not biased, except for we are.
Well, I definitely feel like, I don't know, like, because Edgar has been, like, in every match, we're just like, okay, come on, we can do this, Edgar.
I think the big thing for me is that we've seen so many Narset decks that
Yeah.
now we're just kind of like, all right, one trick, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Narset one trick, all it does is the same thing over and over again. Which isn't, it's not bad. When you're building a 1v1 deck, if you find the deck that wins, then play that deck.
That's the one you want to do.
It gets boring for us.
Yep, and that's the end.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, John is
John
our winner.
He has our finalist. Woo,
Woo,
John!
he got the enchilada.
The big enchilada.
Hopefully he likes chicken enchiladas.
Yeah, because that's all we got.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's it. We cooked a chicken enchilada for
Oh,
the
yeah,
winner.
he's showing us his
Showing us
commander.
Narset's winner.
That's a good way to do that.
All right, we'll probably get photos with him up on the
Facebooks.
Facebooks later and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But
Thanks for tuning in as always, and yeah, we'll see you next time.
have a great one.
He's really holding up the Narset
Bye.
now.